Hey guys, the Texan Hunter here, coming back at you with another Fishing Planet video. So today I'm going to the Dnipro River, and this is actually in response to some requests, some user requests. A couple of friends I made recently on Discord, and they bought the Dnipro pack. Here, let's see which one will be here. Uh, this one right here. They bought this, and they got over there, and this is a really good deal if you're going to get a boat. What I really like about this boat here is it's got rod holders and it allows for trolling, and it's the only boat in Fishing Planet that actually does allow for trolling. Freshwater boats, the saltwater boats allow for trolling, but not the freshwater boats. And it also has a rod holder. So if you want to get a pack that's lower cost than Dnipro, 25 bucks. Sometimes it goes on sale. Otherwise, the other pack I recommend is the Congo pack. It's the only other boat with rod holders, but it does not allow for trolling. So, sometimes it goes on sale for around 28 bucks. Anyways, I do recommend those two packs if you're going to go for fresh water. These are a little bit high priced and out of my category, but if you want to go ocean fishing, you got to buy one of these, and I would recommend you buy this one. So I'd say this one's going to cost you just as much as that one, and this is a better boat. So let's go ahead and go back to the globe here, and we're going to go to the Dnipro. Let me look at my inventory, and let me see what I got set up here. I've been fishing in the Amazon maze, and I got some pretty heavy equipment, a little bit heavier than I need for this level, but it's okay. I can do it here. I've got a decent rod here. This will all work good. Let me check out my baits. Let's see what I got here. I got small minnows. I need some technoplankton. That's important. If you're going to this, you need to get some technoplankton. You'll see why. I got small minnows, duck muscle meat, medium cut bait. That's all good. Crawfish. That's all good. Okay, ready? So let's go ahead and buy us a license here, and get the 1 day, and we're going to travel on down there. Now, even though you do get a boat, actually, you don't really need a boat to fish Dnipro. The boat is worth it, but you don't actually need the boat. It's fun to fish it, but what I'm going to show you is just going to be, we're going to catch all the fish anyways, just from shore. So you go right here to this place, Wild Beach. Let me go on down there. Okay, while I'm doing this, let me go ahead and set this to a private room, okay? And that way we're not messing up anybody else's fishing while we're doing this. Okay, we're going to go down here. Just go right down to this little dock, okay? And if you see right out here, you can just see every fish in this level can be caught from this dock, okay? So every single one, you can complete every mission. I think maybe the only one that I didn't catch here, there's your trophy sea roach, there's your unique European chub, there's your trophy silver carp, and then down here you got the grass carp, got asp, beluga, more beluga, trophy grass carp, trophy whales, trying to get that last one right there, trophy common carp. And actually there are pike you can catch here. Right in here you can catch lots of pike. So let's get down. You can catch the Chinese sleeper fish. These are all so close together I can't actually get them, but there's a Chinese sleeper fish, more Chinese sleeper fish, trophy crustacean carp, crustacean Eurasian rough. All these you can catch here. Let's see here. Yeah, so you can pretty much catch everything from right here, okay? So let me just show you. Okay, so if you want to go for the beluga, you're going to go right down here. Look, if you want to speed up your fishing, I would go with about a 6.0 barbless hook for your rod there. Okay, let's get a couple of 6.0s there. Now, you only can catch one beluga per day, so you can't just focus just on that. Switch your baits up. There's several baits that work here. Duck muscle meat works very well. You will catch carp on that. Medium cut bait works well. That'll catch the starlet. And shiners work well. All three of these baits will catch the beluga, but remember, you can only catch one per day, per game day. So once you catch it, that's it. All right. Now, float rods, we're going to go with a number 4/0 here. Okay. And we're going to go with shiners on one. And on the other, we're going to go with technoplankton. Okay. All right. So those are your setups there. Okay. And let's go ahead and get back, get our stand down here. And we'll just set it right about here. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and we'll throw out first. Let's go ahead and put our leader down about 100 inches right here. And you see this right here, you can cast anywhere in here, but pretty much just cast right there. And let's see, that was a good old cast. What is that? About 130 feet. So we'll set that at 130. But it's not super precise, guys. A lot of people think that in this game everything's super precise, and you got to be like within, one inch of. No, that's not what I want. This is the rod of the technoplankton. Okay, we're going to cast it in the same exact spot. Okay, set that down. Okay, those are going to actually drift from there down to here. And in that pattern, we're going to actually catch two different types of fish. Actually, three types of fish you can catch there. We're just going to go with 100 feet here. I like to keep things all round numbers. You can back your line up if you need to set it right there, 100 feet. Oops, not the right. Oop. Aw, man. Something took my bait, but I'm going to put this over here anyways. I'm going to go ahead and sometimes when you pick a rod up like that and the fish is biting it, you'll rip your bait off. Okay, so that'll happen. That's a new feature of the game. But if you see that, go ahead and I don't need to do that. I've got that thing set. All right. Replace your bait. Okay, so we got a bite already. And what's this on here? This is going to be on the technoplankton. And that didn't take very long at all. And what you're going to catch. Now I've got heavy duty rods because I was fishing Amazon made. So even none of the fish here are going to give me much of a fight. But if you're at a lower level, you may have a little more struggle. But there you go, right there. The silver carp. You can catch it all the way up to, let's see what they come in. I forget. I haven't been here for a while, so go down here to the silver carp. And we get unique size, okay? If you want to get a bigger one, use bigger hooks, okay? If you want to get, I was just trying to do something for speed. The smaller the hook, the smaller the fish you're going to catch, and you'll catch fish faster. Use bigger hooks, you're going to catch less fish, but you're going to catch bigger fish. So, I mean, if you use smaller hooks, if you use big hooks, you'll catch bigger trophies and uniques and less small fish, less commons, but you'll catch fish less frequently. If you use smaller hooks, you'll catch more commons than trophy and uniques, but you'll catch more fish more frequently. So, okay, let me go ahead and get this other rod here, and we'll get it here. And I'm going to set that at 110. Why am I doing that? Put that back. Put this over here. And let me get the shiners here. Now you can catch pike in here. If you cast down in here, you can catch pike. And you can fish with a lure too. But right now we're going for the beluga. Now, that, I'm not sure what that is, but we'll set that at 1 right there. And let's see what we'll catch here. It's a decent fish. Remember, I've got like really heavy gear, so unless I catch a beluga, it's not going to give me much of a fight. Wells catfish. And you can see we are getting bit up fast here. And come on. I need to catch this as a Wells catfish. Now, I'm catching a lot of small whales. So let me go ahead and catch this rod here before it gets off. And let's see what we're going to catch here. Technoplankton. So we're going to have another silver carp here. The only fish you're going to catch on the technoplankton is the silver carp. You're not going to catch anything else, and you'll catch them all day long here. That's a small fish. I'm going to think it's a. There's some African sounding music that plays here. It's kind of funny. Okay. There's a little bit bigger fish. This is not the beluga, but maybe a starlet, maybe. Decent fish here. What do we got going on here? No, big old whales. Trophy whales, okay, there you go. Whales are not really worth a whole lot, but you know, I've caught, what, 3 so far? You can really fill your net with them pretty fast. Here. Let's see what rod I'm missing here. Missing rod 1. Okay. Duck muscle meat. Yeah, there we go. We're getting hit up again. There it is. Like I say, right here. Okay, this is our beluga. So that's the beluga. We already caught it. Well, we've been here a couple of minutes now. Already caught a bunch of fish. Okay, if I had smaller rods, I'd be getting more XP, but I've got pretty heavy rods. But this is the beluga, and you only get to catch 1 of these a day. But it is a good fish, and it's worth something. Okay, here comes it in. I didn't even check the time, so I'm not even sure what the time is here. There we go. There's the beluga, 88-pound beluga. That's good XP. Caught that on medium cut bait. We got fish on 3 different rods here. This is probably going to be an asp or a sea roach, or maybe a black sea roach. We'll see what it is. Okay. Oh, it's a pike. Big old pike. Northern pike. Okay, let's grab this real quick, and we'll get there. That's a decent. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That is a decent fish there, buddy. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna grab this before. Oh, it timed out. I was gonna try to grab it. Oh, it escaped. That was a unique silver carp, and I let it go. Well, I had it on. Yeah, I had it on. That's usually you can switch rods, but the new updates have made that just a little bit. I'm not sure why they did it. The developers kind of basically nerfed the switching of rods to where fish get off pretty fast. That did not used to be the case, so that's a recent update, and it's kind of changed up the order of things a little bit. So it's kind of, you have to be careful with doing that. But let's see. Let's go ahead and cast this back out here. But you can see I'm already, let's see, I didn't even check the time. We're in a good time there, so we got plenty of good time. See which one we're missing here. Number 2. Pull that out. So yeah, northern pike, you normally don't catch it. I guess that bobber got, if the bobber gets the float, let me zoom in here. You can see they're kind of moving downstream. And if they get all the way down here close to this, they'll start getting into pike territory. Pike tend to, to live in this region, right here. Up here is where your silver carp are, and your sea roach, and your asp, and stuff like that is up there. But okay, so man, this has been pretty exciting fishing. It's a cloudy day, which usually cloudy days are less, they don't get a whole lot of bite going on, but it is 68 degrees. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, that means it's a warm day. There's no wind. A cooler day with wind, the fish are going to bite. It's going to be a little bit harder. There we go. Hopefully we can get that unique silver carp back on. This is not it, but it is a little bitty old silver carp. I really wanted to catch that unique silver carp, but it just, I was trying to catch the other rod, and then it just immediately got off. So one thing I want to talk about while I'm here, especially for you guys that I'm making this video for, this is a pretty decent little fish, is that these buoys. Okay, there's 3 types of buoys, or fish marker buoys. And once I get this in here, see, you can catch this, a trophy common carp. That you can catch those on duck muscle meat or corn or whatever, but duck muscle meat works pretty good for common carp. You won't catch any other kind of carp on that. Oops, wrong rod. Trying to catch this before I lose another fish. I had 2 really good fish on while I was pulling that beluga in. We got another whales going on here. That's a decent fish there. That's on that rod. You try to grab it. Grab, go. Ah! See, I think the game intentionally does that. It just waits the very last second. You're about to grab it. It's like, oh, it got off, or it lost. It basically slows you down so that you can't be fast enough to grab it. It's really crazy, because I was sitting there pushing the switch button for 4 seconds before it actually switched. It waited till the fish got off. It kind of stinks. Oh, in real life, I've actually I fish multiple rods like this in real life, and I seldom lose fish. I can switch real fast. So this one's not locked. Let's go ahead and grab that. Yeah, a small one. So yeah, I got some people in the other room talking, so if you can hear that, that's just some visitors talking there. Young Wells catfish. We've already caught 225 pounds. We haven't been here that long. Been fast and furious. Okay, and if I had caught those 2 big ones that I lost, we would have had actually we've lost, what, 3 fish now? Just too much going on. Let's look here. If you're on computer using PC, pressing the Z button does a little zoom like this. You see how they're drifting downstream here? Okay, there we go. Let's grab it. But okay, so back to the talking about the marker buoys. So there's 3 types of marker buoys. I mean, they all look the same, but they're when I say types, I'm talking about the function of them. Okay, so you can catch the zander here too. So I've got a marker for it somewhere. It's probably buried inside that group over there. You catch all the zander types here, all that stuff. You catch all the fish here except, I think, the tench. I think the only fish that you can't catch from right here is the golden tench, I believe. I'll have to look at the fish list when I pull in the next fish to see that. But so all these right here are what I call float buoys. This for float rods. You throw a float rod in and it starts there and it drifts downstream. Those out there are float buoys. Same thing. They're float buoys. That's where you throw the float and it drifts from there. And these are all bottom rods. So it's important to know these things because, like, where you throw a bottom rod, that is pretty much where the fish bit. But where you throw a float where a float buoy is not where the fish bit. It's where the float process started. Okay. Ooh, got a good one. Let's get up in the yellow. What we got? It looks like a whale's catfish. Well, let's see. Oh, it's a carp. Nice carp. Duck muscle meat. Yeah. Okay. And again, guys, I've got really heavy stuff, so I'm getting penalized heavy on XP here because of how oversized my equipment is on these smaller fish. If you're using a little bit lighter equipment, you're not going to get so hit so hard. Xanders. See, 110 XP, but really I'm getting 50. I'm lost 50 XP because of my tackle. So, okay. All right. Those bobbers are getting down into pike territory here, so we'll probably get a pike pretty soon on them. It's very deep in here. Now, once it gets down there, I generally take them out and recast them because pike are more shallow. The silver carp are down deep. But if you want to catch asp, you can actually change out the bait. Asp will bite on minnows, but they bite on insects better than minnows. Let's see what insects. Grasshoppers work pretty good. Mayflies work. I thought I had some mayflies. I don't have any mayflies. Grasshoppers. And what we'll do, asp are a surface fish. So they will bite sometimes deep, but we're going to bring it up to about 22 inches there. And we'll cast one here. I've caught a unique asp right here. Okay. And the biggest asp I've actually caught was actually right here on lures. You can cast down here if you just cast with spinner or spoon, you can catch pike all day long. And you can get a unique asp all the way right into these lily pads. So with the technoplankton you can catch the silver carp there. So let me go after the we're going to go 40 inches down. And this should give us the black sea roach. And again, if you want to go for the bigger trophies and unique, just increase the size of the hook. The bait kind of determines the fish that you're catching. The size of the hook kind of sort of controls the size of the fish that you're catching. Okay. So we kind of looks like we have a slowdown here on the biting. And that's probably due to the time of the day. Nope. Was going to forward it a little bit. And we're still got it. This would be a good time to fish. I'm going to switch forward to that. It's not going to affect the biting here. And you notice what we got going on here. There we go. There we go. Got a nice northern pike there. Now you will catch the starlet here. It's a different type of sturgeon. But unfortunately, it is not very frequent that you catch it. And it's kind of weird the days that you will catch it. You can catch it on duck muscle meat, on cut bait, on shiners, and even on cut craw. You can catch it. But sometimes you'll catch 2 or 3 in a day, and then what do we got going on? I had a fish on there and I didn't even know it. There, well, there's a trophy European chub. So, okay. See how I got that on the grasshopper? Okay, once this thing goes by, that means that the bite time is changing. I'm going to throw this out here. And there you go. We got a black sea roach on, my friends. Right there, that's that minnow 40 inches down. And that should be our black sea roach. And it's going to be a decent fish. Very decent fish. These are pretty heavy duty. I was catching arapaima in the Amazon with these things. So if it can pull up there and pull some drag, that's a decent fish. And there you go. Trophy black sea roach. Okay. So you can tell I've fished this. I know what I'm doing. Just change the bait, change the depth. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm going to throw into this barge. I'm going to hook me a barge. Come on. I'm going to pull this in here. All right. So let's go ahead and grab this. This is something. See, there's a fish on that. It's just not pulling it. It's a very small fish that has got on the float rod. We'll pull in this Wells catfish here. Now, if I wanted to catch a bigger, strike. Ah, I hate that. It was a little bitty fish. It couldn't even move the bobber, so I'm not worried about getting that fish. But I will check the bait. If you watch your bait number in the top right, it'll go down. See, it lost the bait. Now, so we've caught the beluga, we've caught Wells catfish, we've caught trophy carp, we've caught zander, we've caught the silver carp, we've caught the we've caught common carp. The only thing we haven't caught as far as your bigger fish, we caught northern pike, is the starlet. Ooh, this may be another beluga. Look at that. I was pulling in bull sharks in the Amazon with this rod, so if it's pulling that kind of drag, you know you've got a decent fish. It's not fighting like a beluga. They normally don't go upstream like that. So what do we got on here? It probably is the beluga, because that's about the beluga get up over 100 pounds. So they can really, if you've got a smaller rod, even you're going to be here for a while. This is, it's either a unique starlet or a beluga. Come on. Yeah, it's a beluga, so I was actually wrong. 111 pounds, guys. So, yeah, look at the XP on this. Got really good XP. Got some bonuses here because of barbless. That's why you always want to use barbless, guys, because you get that barbless bonus, and that every little bit of XP helps, man. It really does help. That, you know, over the period of your time that you will play Fishing Planet. If you use barbless, it will, earn you hundreds of thousands of extra XP. It is definitely worth it to use barbless. We've got a nice carp of some kind here. We got here a nice trophy carp. Now I got hit because the rod's too big. I lost 231 XP. If it wasn't for that, it would have been over 600 XP. So using the right size equipment, of course, that's kind of deal. If you got lighter equipment, you'll get more XP. But then on that big old yeah, maybe this is a good fish. This is better than the one that's on the bottom rod. Hopefully let's see what this is. This is the trophy asp. And we actually got it. A little bitty fish. So we've caught all the big types of fish that are in the game here. All of them. Okay. All the major size fish we've got here. Whales, catfish are just really not worth targeting because they're so low value, but you can't really help but catch them. So let me go here to the menu. Okay, so what have we already caught? All right, we'll go back up here. There's a lot of fish here. We've caught the asp. We've caught the beluga. We've caught the black sea roach. We've caught the chub. We've caught the common carp. All these are small fish. We haven't caught a grass carp. That's the one thing. We have to go with like corn, peas, or even carp boilies for that. And id is a decent sized fish. It can get up to about 11 pounds. It's not huge, but you can catch that here if you go with the right bait. You can catch it on with a bottom rod on insects like grasshoppers. We've caught the northern pike. We've caught the silver carp. The only fish we haven't caught is the starlet. They get up to about 13 pounds, and so they're not like a huge money maker. The one fish you cannot catch from this location is this fish right here. But every other fish I've caught, every one of them from this location. I've got a buoy right there. It's just I can't actually access all those buoys, but all those different types of fish are right there. All you got to do is take your float rod. Okay, so we got our one float rod out here. We're going to go with a smaller hook. Okay, if you want to catch those other kinds of fish, we'll just put a 1/0 on there, and we can use these are saltwater baits. Pinkies tend to work okay. Red worms work good. And just toss the rod right there, and it doesn't take very long, and you're going to get bites pretty quick. Just hold it in your hand. See, like I said, that's a casting point, and then it's just going to drift down. So with float buoys, that's where you cast. Where the fish bite is somewhere else, and that's going to be letting it go down the current. Okay, I think I've got this at 20 inches. It needs to be down around 40 inches, but we'll get something here. Bottom rods, when you have floats or buoys that are bottom rod buoys, that's pretty much where the fish is. Where the fish bit is where you casted it. So wherever you mark, when you mark a fish catch, it marks where the bait hit the water, not where the fish bit. So if it's a lure buoy, so let's say somebody says, okay, this is I cast here, then a lure buoy is really important because it not only matters where you cast to the buoy, it actually matters where you cast from, because it's going to be in between where you cast to the buoy and where you draw the lure back to you. So some people will get in the wrong location and cast to a lure buoy, and they're dragging across the wrong place, and they don't get bites, and they don't understand, well, why am I getting bites? Somebody said this was a great spot. Well, because where the buoy's only where the lure hits the water, not where the fish bites. So you actually have to be in the right place to cast to that lure, to the lure buoy. So those are the three types of buoys, or three functions of the buoys. A lot of people just don't understand this about this game. Oh, this is a decent fish. Decent fish. Probably another big old carp. No, it's on minnows, so could maybe it's a starlet. Let's see, what is it? Let's see. No, it's a big old whales. A trophy whales catfish. Still not worth anything. I got hit pretty hard, even though it's a trophy. My rod's pretty big. It would have been almost 500 XP. So if I had a smaller setup, it would be a little bit better. Let me go ahead and get this. So I've caught the asp. Now the asp are a surface fish, okay? So you want to be high. So we can go ahead and drop this down to around 60 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to change the hook out. And we'll go with a 1/0. You can actually go with a number 10. It's so funny. You can put a number 10 hook on a rod that has 200-pound test in this game. It's kind of crazy, but it's the way it works. So your little fish are going to be right here. Bottom rods actually work for them too. So let me go ahead and set this down. And we'll pull this one in here. Certain fish work on bottom rods. Certain fish work on float rods, okay? Corn, pearl barley does work. Crickets, oh yeah, crickets. I didn't see I had crickets are an amazing bait for here. And we'll just toss that out there. See, there you go. Actually, bottom rods work better for those little fish than these big old rods here. What I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to increase the size of my hook. I'm going to jump up to an 8/0. That's going to kind of hopefully. You're like, get that line. Little fish tend to bite longer than big fish. They're a little more forgiving. But let's see what we got here. Boom, baby. There's your common nace. I'm going to actually go back for that unique silver carp. Let's see how much that's worth. So let me come up here. I'm going to go with a 8/0 hook. Go back with the technoplankton. And let's see if we can't pull that unique. Now again, remember, you're going to run your leader down to 100 inches when you're going after that silver carp. What do we got here on this rod? And there's a European chub. I'm going to toss this out here. Actually, I'm going to go down a little deeper. Toss it there. Upstream a little bit. And we'll grab this rod right here. This is fast fishing. If you know what you're doing, you can catch a lot of fish here. What, got a little pike on, maybe? No, a trophy Xander. There we go. Good deal. All right. That little Xander is as much as that big old Wells catfish. So, I'm just going to go ahead and set a marker for that right there. So you can see that. I have a unique Xander somewhere, but it's not over here, so you can catch them all in here. And our float rod with the grasshoppers going again. So, little bitty fish, whatever it is. There's our common bleak. Yeah, if you use a really small hook, you can catch just about anything. I'm going to switch over to crickets. Crickets are even better than grasshoppers. Grasshoppers work good. Mayflies are better than everything else. And there we, like I said, crickets is a deadly bait. They don't last long in the water before it gets hit. Watch your bobber indicator there. It's getting bit, but it's not taking it. It's hitting it. And there we go. We got us a little something. Ah! Got off. Got to be careful pulling the rods out too fast. What do we got here? That's duck muscle meat. 8-0. Another whales catfish. And there's no lack of whales catfish here for some reason. They're like a plague. It's so funny that in real life, whales catfish get really, really big. But in this game, you don't really catch really big whales catfish. Common nace. What are we gonna do here? We'll put on pinkies. Pinkies work really good for a lot of different varieties of fish. Just change your baits up and you'll catch different types of fish. Now some fish will bite the same kind of baits. We're snagged up there. And I think this rod snagged. Yeah. Was aiming in the wrong direction whenever I first... The current is pretty strong here. Keeps drawing the lines that way. I'm going to change this hook out. I'm gonna go with another 8-0 here. Try to increase the size of the fish we're catching. And for bait, do I have any cut craw? Have frogs. Don't have any. There's some doesman fly. And try something here. I was going to see if I could put boilies on this, but I can't. So, if you had a carp rod, you could do it, but not on this. There's no cut craw. What else can I put over there? You will not catch silver carp on the bottom. So, just FYI on that. You cannot catch silver carp on the bottom. I'm going to put a large minnow on there. We'll just test it out. See if we can't increase the size of things. You put a bigger bait, bigger hook, generally helps increase the size of things. Now when you're in the menu system, you're not going to be using any time. It basically pauses time when you're in the menu system. So Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this in. And we're going to get out a spinning rod. I have a spinning rod that I always have with me. Let me show you what it is here. It's the Rivertech Zeus 810 with a Leviathan 8000. Okay. Got this braid line, which is 46 pound, and the 53 pound fluorocarbon leader. Okay. Now the lures will be different, but this is one of the most perfectly balanced medium weight spinning rods in the game. So you got a 46 pound rod, see right there, 46, and then you have a 48 pound or 49 pound reel. But here's the deal: if you don't, you can actually get it really close. This is a 12 friction count reel, and you can see it's 12 friction count there. And you can really get a perfect balance on there. This rod can cast lures down to a 1/5 ounce lure. Okay, it can cast anything up to like 4 ounces, but it can cast a lot of different varieties, and it can cast a long ways. So I was actually using this lure in the Amazon maze, so I don't know. That was just a very short cast because we don't need to go very far. This thing can cast like almost 300 feet. I want to see how this lure works here. It works really good in the Amazon maze. I don't know, it might work here. Spoons tend to work really good here. There he is. Yeah, it works good here. What did we pick up? Yeah, if you cast down in there, you're gonna pick up northern pike. Just one, like, it can cast this lure very long ways. 210 feet. Now there really is nothing way down there, so we'll bring it back up here. And it's got a real good. Now the good thing about these buzz baits. Now this is the one I got during the St. Patrick Day event, but you can buy buzz baits when you get to the right level. They can be used as a surface lure like that, or you can let them sink and drag them under the water. Okay, we got something on rod 3, even though it's just doing that one beep. It's just got something really small on it. I got to be careful because I'm throwing the fish off. There's your common rude or rud. I think is how they pronounce that. They don't have those here, so. I wish the weights would actually stick. Oh, we're snagged. Bark. Yay. Dnipro always keeps a few things because you can get those extra bait coins for completing those little missions. So it's a good idea to go ahead and hang on to some of the deals that you pull up. See, that's a fish. And what we're going to pick up here on Pinkies is a trophy silver brim. Okay. So we've already caught, what, 4 different fish right there. And we got a fish right here. What do we got on this? This is duck muscle meat. Whoa, the fish is jumping. Got a fish right here. Common rudd. And we caught the monkey goby. So basically, like I said, all the fish that in the whole level can be caught here, with the exception of the golden tench. That's the one fish I have not caught here. So you've seen how you can do it. That is not hard to do. The silver carp is one of the harder fish to catch. That was my big challenge when I first came here, was how to catch the silver carp. But once you figure out that you got to catch it on a float and you got to catch it on technoplankton, that's the only thing they're going to bite, and they don't bite on the bottom. It's got to be drifting like this. Once you figure this out, then it's an easy fish to catch. All the other fish, like I said, it's either float rod or bottom rod. You can use lure rods, but you don't really need to use a lure rod. You can do everything with float rods and bottom rods. Just changing out your baits and your hook sizes. That's a pretty easy map to fish if you know what you're doing. And there's a lot of missions to complete here, so now you know pretty much you can complete them all from right here. Remember, just change your baits up, your baits and your hook sizes. There's a round goby there, so you catch them all right here. All right, guys. Well, I hope this video helped you out and taught you what you needed to know about the Dnipro River. There are a lot of other places to fish on this map, but this tends to be the one spot that has everything on it. Not saying don't explore, but if you just want to grind on fish and catch everything, this is where you can do it. Well, until next time, this is the Texan Hunter reminding you to always walk softly and carry a big gun.